still remember the day she left me like it just happened this morning. No yelling, no tears, just this quiet kind of silence that tells you everything is already over, even if no one said it out loud. She stood there in the hallway, suitcase by her side, wearing the necklace I gave her on our second anniversary. And all she said was, "I'm sorry. This just isn't what I pictured anymore." I couldn't even speak at first. I just stood there, heart pounding, wondering how something so warm could turn this cold. We'd been through so much together. The nights we stayed up talking about the future, the months I carried us through when she lost her job, the way she used to hold my hand in crowded rooms like I was her anchor. I gave her everything I had, not just money, not just a home, I gave her my heart. And she left. Just like that, for someone richer. She didn't even try to hide it. I saw the photos 2 days later, her in some expensive rooftop bar, champagne in hand, with a man who looked like he'd never had to work a real day in his life. She looked happy, or at least she wanted the world to think she was. I won't lie to you, that broke me. Not because she chose someone else, but because I never thought I'd be the guy who got discarded after building something real. I wasn't perfect, but I was honest. I was loyal, and I believed in us. Turns out, she believed in lifestyle, in status, in fast cars and curated dinners. And I couldn't give her all of that, not the way he could. But you know what she forgot? The prenup. The one she signed with her own hand the week before our wedding. Back then, she told me, "Why would we ever need this?" And I said gently, "Because sometimes people change, and I want us both to be protected." I didn't say it to hurt her. I said it to protect us from a future we couldn't see. She said she understood. She smiled, she signed it, and she never brought it up again. Until now. Because what she didn't realize, what she really didn't think through, was that everything she left me for, it wasn't hers to take. The house? I bought it 2 years before I met her. My business, built from scratch before she ever walked into my life. My savings, my retirement, my name on every single paper, locked down line by that little document she thought didn't matter. And now she's gone, off chasing shiny things, thinking she upgraded, while I sit here with my pain, my memories, and my peace. Because for all that she took emotionally, she left empty-handed legally. And soon, she'll find out just how much that matters. It started about 6 weeks after she left. Out of nowhere, I got this message from her. Just a simple, "Hey, can we talk?" I stared at the screen for a good 10 minutes. My first instinct was to delete it, block the number, erase the reminder. But something told me to wait. Not out of hope, no. That part of me was long gone, but out of curiosity. I replied, "Sure." We met at a cafe, neutral ground. She showed up in designer sunglasses and a coat I'd never seen before, the kind of thing you wear when you want the world to think you're thriving. But her smile, it didn't reach her eyes. She looked tired, forced. She sat down across from me and said, "I think we rushed things. I think maybe I made a mistake." I didn't say a word. Just let her talk. And oh, she did. About how things with him weren't what she expected. How money doesn't equal depth. How she missed our conversations. And the way I made her feel safe. And then came the real reason she wanted to meet. I've been thinking, maybe we could split some of the stuff fairly. Like the condo. And your business. I mean, I was there for some of the growth. It wouldn't exist without my emotional support, right? That's when it hit me. She wasn't here for love. She was here for leftovers. For whatever she thought she could grab after her plan with the rich guy didn't pan out. I smiled, calm as ever, and said, "Do you remember the prenup?" She blinked. For a second, just a second, I saw the panic rise in her throat. "Well, yeah, but that was just paperwork, right?" "It's not just paperwork," I said. "It's a legally binding agreement. You signed it, you had your own lawyer, you agreed that everything I owned before the marriage stays mine. Everything we earned together would be split, and you left before we built anything beyond what I already had. So, I'm sorry, but there's nothing to split." She went pale, eyes wide, and then came the shaking head, the denial. "That's not fair. I was your wife. I was there through everything." I nodded. "You were, and I don't regret a single day I gave to you. But you walked away, And unfortunately, you walked away from more than just me. Her tone changed. Suddenly, it wasn't soft anymore. It was sharp, accusing. So that's it? You're just gonna shut me out like I was nothing? I looked her straight in the eye and said, you weren't nothing. You were everything. Until you decided I wasn't enough. Until you traded loyalty for luxury. Until you chose flash over foundation. She sat there stunned. And for a moment, I thought she might cry. But instead, she stood up, fast, angry, embarrassed. She grabbed her purse and walked away, just like she had the first time, only now there was no smile, no second option waiting, just silence. And here's the part that really stuck with me. She thought the love I gave her would stay even after she left. She thought the comfort, the security, the access would be hers forever, just because she once held my heart. But love doesn't work that way. Love, real love, is earned every day. And when you throw it away for someone richer, don't be surprised when you come back to find the door locked. Not out of revenge, but out of self-respect. She didn't lose because I fought back. She lost because she forgot who I really was. Not just the man who loved her, but the man who protected himself. Quietly, legally, completely. After she left that cafe the second time, I didn't feel victorious. I didn't feel proud or smug or like I'd won anything. I just felt quiet, empty, maybe. Because no matter how airtight a prenup is, it doesn't shield you from heartbreak. It doesn't patch the hole left behind by someone you once saw a future with. That night, I sat alone in the living room, our living room, staring at the couch where we used to cuddle up and binge watch shows we never finished. I remember her laugh. The way she used to fall asleep halfway through a movie, her head slipping onto my shoulder. I remember the time we painted the walls ourselves and ended up covered in blue specks for days. I remembered all of it. And I realized I wasn't grieving the loss of her. I was grieving the version of her I fell in love with. The woman who used to choose meaning over money, simplicity over status, us over everything. That woman was long gone. And maybe I had ignored the signs for too long. But pain has a way of teaching you what peace never could. I started to rebuild. Not from scratch, because she didn't break me. She just woke me up. I started going on walks in the morning again. I picked up a guitar I hadn't touched in years. I reconnected with old friends, the kind she always said weren't our vibe. I started traveling alone, not to escape, but to remember who I was before I loved her. And somewhere between late night flights and early morning coffees on balconies she never saw, I found myself again. I wasn't bitter, I wasn't angry, I was just free. Free from pretending, free from walking on emotional eggshells, free from giving to someone who only wanted more without giving back. People started telling me I looked different, lighter, calmer, like I dropped some invisible weight I didn't even realize I'd been carrying. And I had, everyone talks about heartbreak like it's this thing you either survive or don't. But what they don't tell you is that sometimes heartbreak clears the path for the person you were always meant to become. She may have left me for someone richer, but I walked away richer in every way that matters. Not in money, but in peace, in truth, in clarity. And let me tell you something I learned the hard way. It's better to be alone in honesty than together in illusion. The prenup didn't save me. I saved me. My foresight, my values, my unwillingness to settle for being someone's backup plan, that's what protected me. She thought she walked away with power, but I walked away with self-respect. And that, you can't put a price on. If you're listening to this and you've been left behind, betrayed, made to feel like you weren't enough, I want you to hear this loud and clear. Their decision does not define your worth. Their leaving does not erase your value. You are still whole, still worthy, still capable of building something beautiful from the ruins they left behind. Let them chase noise. Let them chase glitter. You build gold, the kind that shines even when no one's watching. That lasts even when the storms hit. That grows quietly, deeply, with roots they'll never reach. So no, I didn't win. But I didn't lose either. I just learned. And healing, real healing, is not loud. It's not dramatic. It's walking past your pain one step at a time until you can look back at the wreckage and say, that didn't break me. That built me. And that's exactly what I did.